Unit 7, Lesson 20, we're going to be looking at division practice. We're going to answer a puzzled penguin question, and then I'm going to go over just a couple of division problems, think through those, and then there is a quiz for you to take on this, so you can stop the video whenever. If you're feeling confident, I want you to at least answer puzzled penguin and go on. Do a few division problems and then try the quiz. So SAB page 327 through 330. Here's Puzzled Penguin. He says, today I'm going to the store with my friend to buy some greeting cards that cost 75 cents. I have $19.50 to spend and I want to know how many greeting cards I can buy. I solved the problem as shown below, but my friend said I was wrong. He said that if you move the decimal points 2 places to the right, then both numbers will get bigger, so your answer will be too big. Is he right or is he wrong? Well, we need to write a response to Puzzled Penguin. So I want you to see if you can pause the video, write a response, and then come back. Tell him whether he's right or wrong. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you wrote something similar to what I have here. Puzzled Penguin's correct. His friend is wrong. As long as you do the same thing to both numbers, the quotient will be the same. So if you move the decimal 2 places on the number outside the decimal house, you have to move the decimal 2 places under the division house as well. So both numbers, as long as you do the same thing to it, you're keeping it equal. It's like the equivalent fractions that we've worked with. Remember our rule for if you do one thing to the denominator, you have to do it to the numerator. If you do something to the numerator, you have to do it to the denominator, and so on. It's the same thing here. Whatever I do, I have to be doing the same thing. Okay, so let's go on to some division problems down here. Let's suppose that we know that 1,715 is divided by 35 equals 49. So if we know that fact, then we can use that to help us solve some of these other problems and thinking about our decimal. So when you think about your decimal, remember you bring it above the division house. 17, right? 35 won't go into there, so you're going to put our 0. And then we know that the 49 has to go after the 0, right? After that decimal. So each time I'm just going to bring my decimal up, and then I'm going to think about what I already know. Well, will 35 go into 171? Yes. So my 4 actually goes here, and my 9 goes to the back. All right, this one's a little trickier. Will it go into the 1? No. Okay, so I'm just going to add my 0. Oops, and I put my 0 in the wrong spot. Let me erase here really quickly. The 0 goes towards the front, okay, because if you think about your movement of your decimals here, let me switch colors so you can see it easy. When I move my decimal 2 spots, right, I'm going to move my decimal 1, 2 spots. It's going to go right here, and then my 49 goes behind the decimal. Makes sense? Okay, let's try a couple more. So a number 5, 490, because they added an extra 0, right? And that 4 always goes above the 1, the second number 1, right? 49. If I move my decimal 1 spot, I have to move my decimal 1 spot here as well. Okay, so that means I need to add a 0 here. And that means there needs to be a 0 up here as well. Okay, move my decimal 2 spots, 1, 2, 2 spots here, 1, 2, add 2 zeros. That 4 goes above the 1, the 9 goes above the 5, and then I have to add the 2 zeros back on. Okay, so hopefully that's kind of making sense to you as we go through. I'm going to move my decimal 1 space here, 1 space here. 4 goes above the 1, 9 goes above the 5. Okay, move my decimal 2 spaces, 1, 2. Move my decimal 1, 2 spaces. Okay, 4 goes above the 1, 9 goes above the 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to the next set. We're just going to pick a couple of these to answer, and then you're going to go on and take the quiz at the back. So the Clark family is having a big lawn party. They have 196 chairs, and they want to put 8 chairs at each table. How many chairs are they going to have left over? Realize it's asking you the leftover, not how many tables they need. So be very specific and understanding what they're actually asking you for. I would suggest you guys might want to highlight what's being asked of you or underline it or something like that. That's a great strategy to make sure that you're answering your question correctly. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to take 196 and we're going to divide that by 8. Well, 8 goes into 19 twice, right, which is 16. Subtract out, I get 36, okay? So then 36 divided by 8 would be 4, okay? 4 times 8 gets us 32. So how many chairs are left over, guys? Well, subtract out, you get 4. How many chairs left over? 4 chairs. They wanted to know what the remainder was. Okay, do you see that? They did not want to know how many tables. There's 24 tables, but they wanted to know how many remainder there would be. Okay. This one's actually asking for how many cartons they should buy. So I'm going to switch colors here. So it says Liam needs to buy 640 eggs for a soccer breakfast. If they come in cartons of 18, how many cartons should he buy? So I'm going to take 640, divide that by 18. Okay, and we actually want to know how many cartons he should buy. About 20 into 64. 20 goes into 6 3 times, and I guess 3. Then I'm going to do 3 times 18, which is 54. Perfect. I'm going to get 10. Okay, I'm going to bring my other 0 down. Gosh, 20, 40, 60, 81. It's like 5 times, right? So I'm going to put a 5 up here. 5 times 18 is actually 90. Okay, well, I have 10 left over. What do I do? Does he just not need those? No, he needs to buy extra eggs. So he's going to end up with some leftover eggs. So does he just buy 35 cartons of eggs? No, he has to buy 36 cartons, okay, so that he has enough for everybody. All right, let's bump down and try 12, and then we may go on and do one more, okay, before you guys take your little online quiz. Oops, get my eraser, not my pen. Okay, so Jacob made $507 this year delivering newspapers. How much money did he make each month? Well, you have to know in order to solve this problem that there are 12 months per year. So you're going to divide 507 by 12. Well, 50 divided by 12, if it was a 10, it would go 5 times, so this is probably only going to go 4 times. We'll put 4 up there. 12 times 4 is 48. Perfect. Subtract out, I get a 2. Bring my 7 down, I get a 27. Well, I know that 12 will go into 24 twice. So 24. Subtract out 7 minus 4 is 3. I'm going to add a decimal because I want to keep going. I want to know how it's money so I can keep going. 12 into 30 twice again, which is 24. Oops, 24. And subtract out, I get 6. I'm going to add another 0. Bring down. 60 divided by 12, 5 times perfectly. All right, so he's going to spend, or he's going to earn exactly $42.25, okay, each month. All right, if you want to challenge yourself and do some of the others, pause the video if you feel like you need a little bit more practice and come back and you can check your answers. All right, welcome back. I'm just going to go through the answers here. This would be 1 and 75 meters. Okay, down here, $12.80. Okay, 68 bottles. And this last one is 62 stamps. If you didn't get those correct, if you tried those out and weren't successful on them, go back and look at your work and see what happened, see why that didn't work out. So this is what page is going to be your quiz. I picked 5 of these problems. You don't know which ones until you get into the quiz. So you need to stop the video now and go take the math quiz.